Alright, let's see how it goes this time. Got a Tibalt. Desperate Ravings, Remand. Guess that's reasonable. Up against Affinity. Ornithopter, Ornithopter. Ornithopter. The old triple Ornithopter hand. Let's see if they find a way to pump it up, is the question. Cranial Plating. That is a way. That ends up being a pretty fast clock. Well, I guess we play the island, sit on Remand, and if we don't Remand, we can Desperate Ravings. Alright, we're taking 4. 5. Alright, let's Desperate Ravings. What do we discard? Another Desperate Ravings. Gotta Conflagrate. Conflagrate. Now what? Get an island and just Blood Moon. Then our opponent can't activate the Ink Moss and get in more damage that way. We're gonna need to find some bolts or something though. Oh my gosh, another plating. Oh, that's bad. Well, there's a bolt. Alright, I guess we play the mountain and pass. Equips it up. Alright, we bolt an Ornithopter. Take 4. We are dead to a burn spell. I was just going to equip up. Alright. Well, we get 2 Desperate Ravings. Looting, Desperate. Alright. Island. How can we even stay alive? I guess we Faithless Looting. Pitching Desperate Ravings and Remand. Then we Desperate Ravings. Serum Visions. And Scoop. Aye! Well, the good news is we have a ton of sideboard cards against this deck. Alright, the good news is after boarding, we get to just overload on removal. Well, this hand's not great, but we do have a Faithless Looting, which I think makes it keepable, because we can hopefully find more lands with it. Hopefully we hit lands. Oh, we hit 2 lands. So we pitch the Burning Vengeance for now and 1 land. Blink Moth. Memnite. Mox Opal. Graph Digger's Cage. Well, that's annoying at the moment. But we do have ways to get rid of it. So I think we search out an island here. And then we Serum Vision. Oh my god. Really? Mox Opal, Spell Pierce our Serum Visions. That's pretty bad for us. We could be in trouble now if we just never draw any lands. Cranial Plating. Equips Cranial Plating. Well, now we bolt Memnite. We do need to draw land, though. I was really counting on that Serum Vision finding us a land when we discarded the Flooded Strand. Ravager and Steel Overseer. Well, in response, let's bolt the Ravager. Opponent lets it go. Come on, land. There's a land. Alright. Is it Staticaster? Comes down, shoots down Steel Overseer. Now we're actually in kind of good shape if we can eventually draw into a land for our Tibalt. Staticaster keeps the lands in check. And Blood Moon keeps them doubly in check. And thankfully they're attacking with Ink Moth, which is infect damage, which in the long run is less relevant. Because we can't get burnt out by infect damage. Vault Scourge. So we're going to take 6 infect here. But then we get to Blood Moon and shoot down the Vault Scourge. We're going to hold on to this island. We'll play a red source because we want to get Tibalt down. But red source? Think twice. Well, let's think twice right now. See if we can find a red source. Flame Jab. Alright, we'll keep holding stuff. We can use Flame Jab with Is It Staticaster to take down a slightly bigger creature. Serum Visions is sweet. Come on, Mountain. Pyroclasm bottom. Bolt. I think we got to keep the Bolt, unfortunately. That means we're not drawing a red source next turn. And we can't cast our graveyard spells until we get rid of that stupid Graph Digger's Cage. Which we do have out for us, we just gotta wait and find them. Alright, there's a bolt we knew about. We would love to find a red source to get Tibalt down. Start looting. We'll play the island now. We have enough in our hand. Come on, fetch land. Luckily our opponent's not doing much. There it is. Alright, Tibalt time! Doing it! Tibalt! Yeah. We'll start pumping it. What do we discard? Discard the Flame Jab, get a Snapcaster. The nightmare scenario would be drawing and then discarding a Vandal Blast. That's the card we want more than anything. Our opponent Thought Seizes. Takes the Bolt. Alright, let's Tibalt. Discards the Steam Vents, gets the Pyroclasm. Alright, we'll pass again. Desperate Ravings. Well, let's lead on Desperate Ravings. Looking for that Vandal Blast. Draw and discard a Burning Vengeance. Springleaf Drum. Pump up Tibalt. Faithless Looting. Alright, let's Looting. Find a Vandal Blast. 2 lands. Well, we can pitch Mountain, pitch Steam Vents, I guess. We're gonna need that gonna need that Vandal Blast pretty soon. Ornithopter. Equips it up. Desperate Ravings. Alright, let's lead on Pyroclasm. Get rid of the Ornithopter. Desperate Ravings. Well, guess we pump up Tibalt. What do we discard? Snapcaster? That's fine. Then we'll just pass the turn. The thing that worries me is we're getting low in cards. Although we can win pretty quick once we find a Vandal Blast. If we ever do. Well, let's play this Burning Vengeance so we know that it's resolved. Actually, let's Tibalt. Another Blood Moon. Desperate Ravings. Still haven't found it. Good lord. We only have 19 cards left and 3 of them are Vandal Blasts. Alright, pump up Tibalt. Actually, let's play Burning Vengeance first, so we don't accidentally discard it. Pump up Tibalt. Faithless Looting. Let's Looting. Discard 2 lands. Serum Visions. I know I brought in those Vandal Blasts. Spell Pierced. That's a Ravager. And a Steel Overseer. Well, let's ping the Ravager. Our opponent's probably going to start sacking things. Yep. Signal Pest. Still, we only have 15 cards. We gotta find a Vandal Blast soon. And then we can shoot our opponent down really quickly. Alright, Tibalt. Good God, seriously? There's only 13 cards left in our deck. Can we die here? I don't think we'll just die, but God, this is frustrating. Another Signal Pest. Opponent goes to attacks. Alright, there's the attacks. We need to Snapcaster Mage. Can't cast anything in our graveyard, unfortunately. Block Ravager. Block Memnite. Come on, Vandal Blast. Oh, they kill the Tibalt. Oh, God. Finally! Whew! Man, that took such an amazingly long time, but we got there. Oh my God. Whew! We were down to 13 cards in our deck before we hit our first Vandal Blast, and we got 3 of them. Now we win. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Because that kills all of our opponent's stuff. And then we got 2 Burning Vengeances, so we just flash back a few spells and win the game. And our opponent scoops it up because they know what's going to happen. Oh, we got there. Alright. If you think about it, it was really Tibalt that won us that game. We needed every single one of those Tibalt loots to be able to win. We needed every single one, and we looted a ton of times with Tibalt. So Tibalt for the win. I mean, technically, it was Vandal Blast that killed our opponent, but wouldn't have got the Vandal Blast without a million Tibalt activations. Ooh. Again, a little short on land, but I think we try it. Anger is really good. Bolt is really good. Alright, Springleaf Drum. Ah, not the most explosive start I've ever seen. Well, I guess we search out an island here, and Serum Vision. Vandal Blast. Top, and do we just double top? Yeah, let's top both. Top both, pass the turn. Trouble is, if we play and sack this Polluted Delta to get a red source, we will shuffle away the Vandal Blast. We'll see what our opponent does. Cranial Plating. Well, I guess we play Polluted Delta and hope that we don't have to crack it. The good news is we can probably find another Vandal Blast eventually, but I would really like to have that one in my hand. It's a Ravager, eh? Activates the Ink Moth, equips up the Ink Moth. Well, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to kill this Ink Moth. Actually, it's not that simple. Takes 7 poison. Now we bolt the Ink Moth. If we'd done it in response, our opponent could have sacked out with Ravager. Our opponent's still going to sack out. Well, we basically need to peel a Blood Moon right here, right now. And it's a Flooded Strand, which I think means we lose. Desperate Ravings. No luck, and that does it. Nut draw. Well, at least we won one. Alright, against odds, Tibalt time. Let's see if we can actually win a match and not just a game. Yeah, this is reasonable. See what we're up against. City of Brass. Who knows what that means? Flooded Strand, go. Mutavault. What is happening? City of Brass into Mutavault is something I've never seen before. Allies? Or Slivers? Looks like Slivers. I think we're going to get an untapped land here, a Steam Vent, and just bolt this Mana Weft Sliver. Now we can leave up Remand for our opponent's next play. And if we don't Remand, we can Desperate Ravings. Man, what a painful mana base. Alright, we'll Remand that. Gale Rider Sliver. Looting, eh? Let's Faithless Looting. Ooh, oh my gosh. Blood Moon is such a blowout. Blood Moon might win us this game, actually. So we can discard Desperate Ravings, and I guess we can discard our first Tibalt. Pass the turn. So now we sit on Remand. Hopefully remand our opponent's play. And then follow that up by Blood Moon for the pretty hard lock. And then if we can get to the point of flashing back spells, we should be able to keep our opponent's board fairly clear. Alright, well I guess we just have to remand the Sinew Sliver. They can recast it, but that's alright. Alright, so we're going to be taking 4 a turn next turn, which means we're still going to need to find some good stuff. Drop to 15. Another Burning Vengeance. How do we do it? We should probably sack this for an island that puts us at 14, and we're taking 4 a turn. That's fine. So Polluted Delta finds an island. Blood Moon comes down. Faithless Looting. What do we pitch? Next turn we're going to play Burning Vengeance, and we could think twice, or Looting. Alright, let's pitch a Burning Vengeance and a Faithless Looting. Pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent can't play anything now with all mountains. If they can, then we might be in trouble. Alright, we take 4. Alright, no play. Ooh, Steam Vents. Alright, so we Desolate Lighthouse into Burning Vengeance. We can't flash anything back yet, but that's alright. Next turn, we will start mowing down our opponent's board. Alright, no play. No play. No random red slivers. Alright, down to 6. We get to think twice, draw a card. Ooh, Tibalt. Mountain is good. So now we get to Faithless Looting and kill the Sinew Sliver. Discard Desperate Ravings and Blood Moon. Play the Mountain. Pass the turn. Then we can flash back that Think Twice to kill the other Sliver, and then we start going after our opponent's life total. And our opponent scoops it up. We got there. Tibalt. Getting it done. Alright. Ooh, we got the Blood Moon, Burning Vengeance, Lightning Bolt. Not bad. Not bad. Blood Moon seems incredibly good against our opponent's deck. Sliver Hive? No, so many 5-color lands that just get destroyed by Blood Moon. Well, let's lead on looting. Pitch Desperate Ravings, and I guess we can pitch Steam Vents. It's going to be a mountain anyway. City of Brass. Leeching Sliver. Well, let's Serum Visions. Think Twice. Flooded Strand, Serum Visions. Alright, we'll leave both on top. I think that's fine. Pass the turn. Bolt something, and then follow that up with Blood Moon, hopefully. Another Leeching Sliver. Alright, we'll bolt the one that can attack. And let's... gonna shuffle that away, but that's alright. We shuffle away our Serum Visions, but we want this island so we can Blood Moon. Opponent can't cast spells. Oh, so many 5-color lands that can't tap for mana. We are getting beaten down by that 1/1. I think we're gonna get it though. You never want to see a Blood Moon when you're on the Sliver Hive City of Brass Cavern of Souls plan. Oh, and we even draw a Flame Jab? Alright. So we'll Burning Vengeance. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet, we got there. Tibalt doing its thing. Alright, against odds, Tibalt going into match 3. Can we keep a 1-lander? If we get one more land, we're in pretty good shape. But seems risky. Aye. Alright, we need another red source so we can Tibalt. Otherwise, we can't really do anything. Oh, Hierarch, alright. Remand, alright. Pass the turn. See if we can remand something. Well, I guess we might as well remand Thoughtseize. Or they'll probably just take it. Snapcaster, not great. Well, our opponent gets 2 Thoughtseize again anyway. I'm not sure what they're playing. A straight green-black deck of some kind? They take the Conflagrate. Alright, and another Hierarch. And another Remand. Alright, well I guess we pass and try to remand and draw into another land. Our opponent just keeps drawing Thoughtseizes. That's the second Thoughtseize we've remanded. Now they might have to take Blood Moon though. They don't take Blood Moon, they take Snapcaster. Interesting. That must mean they're resolving a real threat here. Or they don't care about black mana. 4/4 Knight. Another island. Well, there's Blood Moon. Just not getting enough red mana. Drawing all our basic islands. Knight of the Reliquary. Gets a swamp, so they do have black mana. And Abrupt Decay. Well, our opponent kind of has it all. And we don't have a good way to kill this huge knight, so we're probably going to lose. A Rhino? Alright. We'll scoop it up. That was a pretty poor draw for us. Alright, see if we can run a little better here. Game 2. Well, not great. We have tons of mana. Luckily we have the Faithless Looting, which will let us pitch some of these lands. So I think we'll just lead on Basic Mountain into Faithless Looting. More lands. Pitch a Steam Vents and a Delta, I guess. So many lands on top of our deck. Tap String Wildwood. Now I guess we'll just go Basic Island into Serum Vision. Put Island to the bottom and Ravings to the top. Opponent passes again. So we'll play, I guess, Polluted Delta, and just pass the turn for now. Leave up Bolt and potentially Desperate Ravings. Alright. So now we'll search out an island in case we find a Blood Moon. And Desperate Ravings. Pitch our Snapcaster. Another Polluted Delta. Well, I guess we just play Loot House. Ship the turn. Opponent Thought Seizes. I guess we just let that resolve. They take the Desperate Ravings, which is fine because we can flash it back. Unless they have like a Rest in Peace or something. That would be a blowout. So many lands. Township. And what a goif. Ghost Quarters, their own land. Alright, yep. Knight is a 5/5. Well, I guess we desperately rave. Ooh, another Knight and another Bolt and a Blood Moon. And a Blood Moon. Well, I guess we need to bolt the Knight. Bolt the Knight. Unfortunately, we can't Blood Moon, but we can cast another Desperate Ravings. Another Knight. Oh, and we find a Roast, but our opponent can crack the... I think we might need to Faithless Looting. Pitch a Steam Vents and a Blood Moon. Play Steam Vents untapped. This is not the best way to kill a Knight, but we get to Roast the Knight. Our opponent's going to sack the land to make it a 6/6. But then we can Flame Jab the Knight. And again survive another Knight. Whew! Alright. Well, next turn, assuming nothing goes wrong, we get to Blood Moon plus Burning Vengeance. Oh my gosh, the third Knight. And Stirring Wildwood. Well, let's Blood Moon and Burning Vengeance. Yeah, the third Knight's probably going to get us. I think we could have got by the first two, but 3 is a lot of Knights. Maelstrom Pulse to get rid of Blood Moon. And the Abrupt Decay on Burning Vengeance. Oh, our opponent just has it all. And I guess we play Flooded Strand. Think we would have beaten, or could have beaten 2 Knights, but beating 3 Knights is not likely. Well, we blanked our opponent's Inquisition by, I think, twicing. Guess the good news is our opponent isn't using the Knight. They're just making it bigger. We still don't really have a legitimate way of killing a 9/9, though. Liliana of the Veil. Well, that doesn't really matter. I guess we could draw Snapcasters. I'll play the Burning Vengeance, pass the turn. Probably gonna loot, just to try to fill our graveyard. See if we can hit a flashback spell. Like, Snapcaster Bolt, Snapcaster Bolt. I think that's how we can win. Our one shot of winning. So our opponent's gonna hit us for a ton of damage. We drop to 4, which puts us at pretty much dead. Opponent pumps up Liliana. Alright, let's loot, see if we can discard something we want to discard. Well, we didn't want to draw the land, so... Oh my god. Alright, we sort of have a chance. This could work. This would be the sweetest win of all time. Opponent goes with discard. Alright, so we need to Snapcaster Mage, targeting Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt our opponent's face. We also get a Burning Vengeance trigger. So that puts our opponent to 5. And we have a... Oh my god! Oh my lord. Well, now we're dead. Oh... I guess I clicked to redirect damage to Liliana. Well, we'll see. Let's see if we would have hit it. I'll be even more disappointed if we would have won here. So we get to block the Knight, go to 1, If we draw another Snapcaster, we would have won the game. So let's loot. Draw and discard Burning Vengeance. And our top card is... Alright, opponent's going to Ghost Quarter. One Snapcaster left in our deck. 1 out of 26. Looting. Flashback looting. Oh, and we lose. Oh, man. So the punt didn't end up hurting us, the misclick, but one night too many, and we would have had it, even through a lot of disruption. Alright, against odds, Tibalt time. Oh, lots of Desperate Ravings and a Blood Moon. No Tibalt, though. I think this is a keeper. Blood Moon beats some decks on its own, and we can... Oh boy. Doesn't beat this deck on its own. Niv-Magus Elemental. Well, we might as well search out a Steam Vent. Yeah, let's play untapped and try to bolt this Niv-Magus. Hopefully they don't have a bunch of free spells. Gut shot. No doubt. Alright. Fail. Yeah. I guess we can Tibalt. I don't know if this is wise, but we're playing a Tibalt deck. Hopefully discard a Desperate Ravings. And we do not. We discard our Flooded Strand. That's acceptable too, especially since we drew another land. I get a feeling we might just die though to this Niv-Magus Elemental. It's a very unstable deck, but it can just win out of nowhere. Thing is, with this Niv-Magus combo deck, if you don't have a Niv-Magus Elemental, you just scoop. Like, your deck is completely unplayably horrible. So, it's basically like Zombie Hunt. Very similar. You just have to mulligan into a Niv-Magus. If you hit it, great. If not, you lose. Alright, well, let's Tibalt. I don't think we have an out to this, honestly. And we do not. Alright. Does our opponent get the nut draw? We will see. So it looks like our opponent, again, has Niv-Magus Elemental. The only card... Oh, they do not. Well, I don't know how they win, then. We'll get a Steam Vents tapped. Now I think we can Tibalt. Probably the best thing to do is Faithless Looting, Roast, and Remand. So now we discard Think Twice and Desperate Ravings. Play a Steam Vents untapped. Pass the turn. I think their other creature has to be, what's the name? Yeah, Killing Fiend. So now we're just hoping we can kill the Killing Fiend. We get to Bolt, and they will have to have mutagenic growth to keep it alive. And then we get to Roast, and they'd have to have like 2 more mutagenic growths. So if that is what they have, then fine. This is basically a version, close to a version of that deck we played a long time ago. With Blister Coil Beard. Alright, let's Roast. Alright. Got rid of it. Got the threat down. Unfortunately, don't have enough mana for Remand, but another Killing Fiend. Well, let's Snapcaster Mage. Flashback this Bolt. Hope there's not another mutagenic growth. At least this will get the mutagenic growth out of their hand, so they can't use it offensively. They'll have to use it defensively. Apostle's Blessing. Alright, they're keeping it alive. But they do not have... They only have 3 cards left. Would have been nice to be able to leave up a Remand at any of these times, but we just haven't drawn the mana. Alright, they're going to Gut Shot to kill our Snapcaster. Gataxian Probe. I mean, if they got the nuts, they got the nuts. Alright, they got what they wanted. It works sometimes. Alright, against odds, a Tibalt. See if we can win any more games with this crazy deck. What are we up against? Blackleaf Cliffs. Could be Burned, could be Jund. Most likely not burn if they're playing Inquisition. Yeah, they take Blood Moon. Little do they know we have many more Blood Moons. Where that came from. Alright, Steam Vents. Tapped. Play the Flooded Strand. Pass the turn. Leave up Remand. And Desperate Ravings if we don't need to remand. Nothing? Alright. Well, let's get an island, and do we even want a Desperate Ravings? Yeah, we'll do it. Hopefully we discard not Polluted Delta. Well, I guess we can Serum Visions. Desolate Lighthouse Remand. Yeah, let's top both. I think Remand hopefully will be good in this situation. We're kind of settling into the control role at the moment. Then eventually we'll get down our Burning Vengeance and hopefully go off. Our opponent knows we have the Remand, and they're going to keep playing around it. Alright, we'll just play the island, pass the turn. Not going to play Burning Vengeance yet because we'd like to leave up the remands. Catacombs, sacks it. If our opponent does nothing, we might Bolt Snap Bolt here. Liliana. Alright, let's remand Liliana. Draw a Desolate Lighthouse. I think we're still going to Bolt. Yeah, let's play Loot House. Just pass for now. Next turn we might play Burning Vengeance. Inquisition. We'd really like to find another Blood Moon. There's a good chance Blood Moon just wins us the game. Take Snapcaster. If they play Liliana, we'll remand and then probably Desperate Ravings. Alright, since they didn't, we'll just loot. Another Burning Vengeance. We can pitch the Flame Jab. Now we will play an untapped Steam Vents and play a Burning Vengeance. Ship the turn. Alright, Abrupt Decay takes down our first Burning Vengeance. Luckily we have another one. We'd love to find a Blood Moon. Alright, let's be a little risky here and Desperate Ravings. Discard the Remand, which is kind of annoying. Oh, but draw another one. Alright, so I guess we play another Burning Vengeance, play Polluted Delta, play Faithless Looting, another Abrupt Decay. Alright. I guess we pitch Polluted Delta and Island. And pass the turn. We'll draw into more Burning Vengeances and Blood Moons and Tibalts eventually. Alright. Remand Liliana. Serum Visions is good. Crack this. Get another Island. Flooded Strand. Alright, let's lead on looting. Burning Vengeance and Desperate Ravings. Alright, so we'll pitch Conflagrate. Pitch Desperate Ravings. Now we will Serum Visions, Looting, and Desperate Ravings. I think we can leave both of those on top. I guess we want the Ravings first. Burning Vengeance, Steam Vents. Hopefully they don't have another Abrupt Decay. That would be annoying. If not, we finally get to start dealing damage to things. They're going to get down to Liliana, but it really won't matter if Burning Vengeance is active. Courser. With an Inquisition on top. Well, Inquisition's going to be basically a dead card. I think they were hoping to hit a land to play Liliana. So, how do we do this? Do we need to kill the Courser? Well, I guess we can start on Desperate Ravings. Burning Vengeance, hit our opponent. We pitch the Faithless Looting and get a Think Twice. Alright, so let's Faithless Looting. Burning Vengeance, hit our opponent. Land. So I think we discard a... Let's discard Desperate Ravings and Think Twice. I think we just play Flooded Strand and pass the turn. We should be able to kill our opponent if they can't kill Burning Vengeance between this turn and next turn. Inquisition reveals 2 lands. Huntmaster. Alright, that might keep our opponent alive. We'll see. They get in for 2 with their Courser. Sack the Flooded Strand. Get an Island is fine. Then we'll just Think Twice. Do 2 damage to our opponent. Draw a card. Tibalt. Not great at the moment. Oh, Burning Vengeance. Does that just win us the game? I believe so. Burning Vengeance. And then we can Flame Jab, pitching a land, does 5 damage. And then Flame Jab, pitching a land, does 5 more. Sweet! Taken down Jund. Oh, yes. This hand's not bad. No Tibalt again, but we have a lot of action. So I like that. Raging Ravine. Well, I think we just lead on Island Serum Visions. Put on top, put on top. We'll keep both of those. We got a pretty nutty Burning Vengeance draw, actually. So we'll just play Serum Visions, draw that other Burning Vengeance, Loot House and Island. Let's put both to the bottom for now, and then just play a Polluted Delta. We also have in our back pocket the possibility of drawing a Blood Moon, which probably is super good against our opponent, especially since they keep fetching non-basics, even after knowing we have Blood Moon. I guess Blood Moon would have been a reason to aggressively Polluted Delta, or sack Polluted Delta and Faithless Looting aggressively. That said, our hand is pretty loaded, even with this Inquisition. I'd probably take Bolt, but they take one of the Burning Vengeance. We'll get a Steam Vent here. Well, we drew an island, so we might as well slam Burning Vengeance. See if they have an Abrupt Decay. No. Alright. We are in business. Might be a Huntmaster, which is fine. We have ways to deal with Huntmaster. And we still have the ability to just... Alright, Maelstrom Pulse. Now I think our... And Relic of Progenitus. Alright, I think our plan now is to see if we can find a Blood Moon by Faithless Looting. Tibalt in lands. So I guess we discard Steam Vent and Island, play Polluted Delta, sack Polluted Delta, get a Steam Vent, flashback Faithless Looting, Blood Moon and Snapcaster. So I guess we can pitch the Tibalt for now, and maybe the Snapcaster. Actually, Flame Jab's probably not going to do much. Now we're hoping our opponent can't play a big threat and we can resolve Blood Moon, and that should be GG's. Ooh, Tasigur. Tasigur is pretty big. Well, I guess we need to get this Blood Moon down, lock our opponent, mostly. Faithless Looting. I guess we just pitch both Desperate Ravings. Our opponent can exile our whole graveyard, which is annoying. We'd like to find another Bolt so we can kill this Tasigur. Or a Roast. Desperate Ravings. Alright, what's the plan? Well, I think we just pass and hope our opponent doesn't have a Bolt, and try to Bolt, Snap, Bolt. And that might make our opponent fire off that Relic. Exiles a card, Steam Vent. If they have a Bolt, they can kind of disrupt us and we might be in trouble. So let's Bolt Tasigur. Snapcaster Mage, targeting Bolt. This will probably make them pop the Relic. If they don't have a Bolt, then we can just block Tasigur anyway, and we're good. If they do have a Bolt, then we're kind of in trouble. Alright, we get the block down. Ah, sweet. Tasigur off the board. Now we should be able to take over the game with our Tibalt. Tibalt, pump it up. We discard a Desperate Ravings. Do we even want to play this mountain? Yeah, I guess we can. We do want a little more land. Remand. Let's lead on Desperate Ravings. Get a Roast, pitch a land. Alright, pump up Tibalt, pitch a Faithless Looting, and we'll just pass. We kind of want to keep stuff in our hand now for the random discards. Another Remand. Alright, pump up Tibalt, pitch a Remand, draw a Remand, pass the turn. We might get the Tibalt kill. Let's pump up Tibalt. Another Blood Moon. Pitching a Remand. So we'll play another Blood Moon here. Get the double lockdown. And just pass. And now let's 6 our opponent with Tibalt. Play Steam Vent. Pass the turn. Well, actually, we can Looting. There's a Burning Vengeance. Pitch the land. Pitch the Think Twice. And I think we wait till next turn to Burning Vengeance. Loot House. So, play Burning Vengeance. Pump up Tibalt. Play Serum Visions. Bottom and top. And then we'll just pass. Flashback the Think Twice to deal some damage. Think Twice, trigger Burning Vengeance. Serum Visions. Play the Flooded Strand. Play Serum Visions. I think we got it. I would like to get the Tibalt kill. Bolt, put the lands to the bottom. Pump up Tibalt. Discard a Lightning Bolt. Ship the turn. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to get the Tibalt kill. That would be so sweet. Alright. Tibalt hits him for 7-2. Flashback Faithless Looting. Trigger Burning Vengeance. Yes! Took down Jund with Tibalt damage. Our Tibalt did 13 damage that game. Oh, I think that's as good as it gets. So what did we learn? Tibalt is horrible, but you can build around it in a way where it can be reasonably effective. I mean, I think the trick is, obviously, since the discard on Tibalt is random, that you want a lot of cards that you don't care if you're discarded. One way you could go about that would be building like a Gravecrawler, Bloodghast type deck. The other way, the way that we took, was building around Burning Vengeance and flashback cards. So we could just fill our graveyard using Tibalt, and eventually we would burn our opponent out with Burning Vengeance. I have to say, a key piece to the deck was definitely Blood Moon. That's a card that slowed down the game enough for that plan to be even possible. I don't think we would be fast enough just playing fairly, so being able to disrupt our opponent's mana with Blood Moon gives us a chance to make Tibalt and Burning Vengeance effective. And I have to say, we did reasonably well. I mean, we had a few rough games. We took some matches here and there, but we won 2 actual matches, including beating Jund in the finals there. So it's obviously not a great deck, but the odds of winning really aren't that bad. You can build a Tibalt deck that can win almost 50% of the time in Modern, which is pretty impressive. I was also really excited to see Burning Vengeance. That's a card I've liked ever since Innistrad. It's just such a cool build-around-me type effect. So it was cool to see that actually work too, and see opponents actually being scared of it to the point where they would thought seize us and have to take it, or use their limited amount of interaction, like Abrupt Decays, to deal with that over something else. So I think the deck was pretty sweet, and I actually had a lot of fun playing it, which I wasn't sure I would going into Tibalt. Tibalt seemed like a rough one, so I'm really happy with how the deck turned out. Very... it's pretty sweet. So, like I said, I think there's a couple other ways of building Tibalt, but I think this was the right one for us, and the right one for me, because I definitely had fun playing it. Anyway, make sure to check out the article on mtggoldfish.com. That is where you'll find the poll to vote for next week's Against Odds deck. That is where you'll find all my other articles, tons of great articles from other people as well. We have decks prices, the metagame, strategy, basically everything and anything you could want related to Magic the Gathering. And if you enjoyed the video, take a second and click that subscribe button right there on the bottom. It keeps you up to date on all the latest and greatest videos that we put out, and we're putting out new stuff all the time. And it's a big blessing for us if you would subscribe. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you soon.